a lot, putting that into Cassante. There's a lot of dashes you can stop from him, decent laning phase. Everything about JDG's comp is protecting the long-range backline from the huge engage coming from LNG.
Isn't that the bread and butter though? I mean, you got such good control from JDG around objectives. They have a Ruler, they have Knight. Those are two guns you'd want on your side anytime here, but I do love you there. I think getting this reset timer is going to be super important. Obviously, they're able to get a contestation over both objectives would be huge for them because Harold actually may be contested still, as it's not Tarzan that gets knocked out of there. It will end up being that Rift Herald actually re-engaged on by JDG rather, and they get the Nature's Grasp in there. They're following up. There's the big Pop Blossom, and you got a big wombo there for LNG. They can't get the fight though. Who's gonna go down first blood? It looks like it might just be Zika. He gets out with a nice little flash, and it's traded back and forth. First blood goes over, but it is Chaos with a triple knock up there. It's JDG that end up taking 2 for 2.
Next huge fight's going to come through. Both teams understand how important that objective will be. So LNG walk away with another neutral objective in the game, 100% control over those in game 1.
If they take it, but they realize that JDG are right there, and with those compositions coming online, the TPs abound. Missing's going to pop the quickness, or actually try to go in rather. The nice little Feather Storm here from Gala. I don't know if he can pull it back enough though. They engage back onto the back line. Kanavi gets ripped apart, but the Moonlight Vigil comes through as well. It is Ruler who is untouched, and every time that happens, he will decimate. Dragon already started up. Look at Scout. Oh my goodness, we've seen him do this before. He finds the Pop Blossom, he goes in with the Proto Belt, but he can't get it. That Keeper's Verdict also separates the fight. Knight gets out alive there as well. Going golden is Scout. He had another big fight going. Oh my god, Zika gets him! Holy cow, JDG are still fighting though. They will not give this one up easily. They're still going, and there's just not enough damage.
They have no carries!
Just yet. Oh my god, 369, he's making it out alive, but Zika slices him down, and the Cassante shows his face.
That mid lane out of turret with the Herald being remaining in mid lane. LNG walk away with a great blueprint for how to win team fights later into the game.
Oh, we got TPs. So LNG want to continue stacking. Both TPs coming in. We did get some particular item spikes coming out, but Ruler isn't here just yet. LNG do secure their soul point, but they've got to make it out of here as well. Zika gets connected on by Kanavi.
Knight gets to survive in a way that he didn't do in that last team fight. These fights are going to look very, very differently. So LNG, they're going to try and continue to stop that happening. Zika's getting unparalleled sideline
vision game aplenty for LNG, but they've got to try and stop some of this side lane bleeding coming through, because you do have gold going down and present. Everything available for LNG, but you've got to watch the setup.
Okay, so again, the angles hung on the flank this time. JDG trying to return.
The Scout, they go in with Tarzan preemptively. The Nature's Grasp actually used. Look at Hung. Here comes the Pop Blossom from Scout. It's not going to be enough because nobody is there to follow him up. He goes golden, but this should just mean his life gone, and Knight snipes him down for the back line.
But the real hero of that fight wasn't even on the screen. Other side of the fight by the Poppy. And you know what? It's very easy to tell who wins these fights. Knight and Ruler survive.
It's going to be all down to Gala and Ruler when we get into these big team fights, when we get into decisive moments, and a decisive moment for JDG to start the Baron.
LNG, they've lost a lot of ultimates in that last fight. They didn't even win. This is an important moment. Baron being shredded.
Hung is going there as well. About 3,000 health. He's in the pit though. He can't get it. Moonlight Vigil onto multiple members, and the Baron goes over to JDG. You've got moving forward Ruler. He's got the ever damage you could ever ask for, and LNG are getting wiped off a Summoner's Rift. Scouting
and punishing you for it in the entire LPL right now. They get Baron, they start pushing in turrets, and that gold lead we said, which was in the...
There are a face in tatters for LNG, but more...
Scout?
Scout trying to find the engage. He can't do it. Going back in, and you can't step to Ruler if you know you're not going to get him. They go for the big engage. He goes golden, though. He is surviving so much. He's buying so much time, and he's still alive. This happens every single time Ruler hits the Rift. You try so hard to go for the king, but you can't get him, and JDG rip you apart. LNG have nothing left here, and it's JDG looking at their first Nexus kill of the Grand Finals.
No other player in the LPL could survive a situation like that. Ruler is in fine form as JDG march towards the Nexus.
This man has dominated the LPL since his first game. He got a pentakill in spring in his debut match, and he is making his name known in game number 1 of the Grand Finals. JDG, the Titans of the LPL, will take game 1.
It feels so unfair playing against players like Knight and Ruler. You catch out Knight and Ruler in one team fight around Dragon. Sure, do that another 5 times. That's how you got to beat this team. Ruler, you cannot allow him gold, stats, and items to outplay these fights because he roots